Hi everybody, and thanks for joining us today for some virtual vitamin Z. My name is Claire and I'm a curator of education with the Detroit Zoological Society, where we are celebrating and saving wildlife. And today I have three very special guests with me. One of them is Betsie, our associate curator of mammals, which means she's in charge of the team who takes such great care of our mammals here at the zoo. And our other guests are just over the wall here. Let's see if we can get a peek. There we go. All right, and Betsie's here to tell us a little bit more about the tigers. So Betsie, how many tigers does the Detroit Zoological Society care for?
Here at the Detroit Zoo we have 3 tigers, 2 males and 1 female. The males are named Nikolai and Alexei, and the female is Kisa. The males are brothers, and they are almost 3 years old. They'll be 3 in July. And Kisa is an older female, and she'll be 17 in August.
So do they all ever come out on the habitat together, or how do they take turns?
The 2 males are together as young brothers. They're still very young and playful, looking around for treats, looking and sniffing everything in their habitat. The older female, she's almost 17 years old. She's earned that retirement, and she doesn't share the space with the brothers, but different times of the day or overnight, she'll be out in the main habitat and the brothers will be in a back holding area, and they all can enjoy the large, expansive habitat.
Perfect. I'm going to scooch back over to this for just 1 second in case anybody was curious about it. This is actually a sprinkler that helps keep all the grass and the plants in there watered. So I just want everybody to know what that was. And now, Betsie, can you tell us a little bit about their individual personalities, especially the 2 boys who are in front of us today?
Yeah, Nikolai and Alexei are young brothers, like I said. They're almost 3, they're playful, they like to soak in their water. Tigers are a species of cat that really likes water, so sometimes they go into the pools, they have a waterfall that they sometimes walk under. They like to explore the whole habitat, sniffing everything the keepers might have put out. And Kisa is an older female. She does like to take her naps. If you can see the expansive pine trees in the back, this habitat offers great shade for that, for a nice cat nap on a good day.
So how much food does it take to feed these guys? How much do they eat in a day, and what do they eat?
Each tiger is given a specific diet prescribed by our veterinarians. It's beef meat. It's made specially for zoo carnivores. And each cat gets about 5 to 6 pounds of food per day. And one day a week, they get a calf bone.
What would happen if they ate people food that they really shouldn't be eating within their diet?
They are tigers. They're carnivores. Their diet is prescribed by our veterinarians, so we really want to give them what the doctors have approved for them. Anything else might hurt their digestion and their overall nutritional health.
Now, does the animal care staff ever share a space with the tigers? Would they ever walk into this habitat to provide any sort of care or put anything out?
The zookeepers do not share the same space as the tigers because it's not safe to do so. They're still very much wild animals. And in the morning, the tigers are brought inside and locked inside while the zookeepers go out and maybe clean the habitat, put out some treats. We actually discover the tigers really like ham baby food. So sometimes the keepers will spread that around on the rocks and something interesting for the cats to smell. And after the yard is secure, the cats are let out for the day.
So what happens if the tiger ever does need some medical care? How does that all work?
The keepers and the veterinary staff work really hard together, as well as our supervisors and curators. It's a whole team effort to take care of a tiger, as all the animals at the zoo. They receive a lot of their care through daily husbandry, through the daily care the keepers give them. We also go through operant training sessions where the cats can participate voluntary if they want to. They sometimes receive their vaccines along with the help of the veterinary staff. We can weigh them on a nice big weight board, and we can monitor their body condition and make sure that they're happy and healthy.
This sounds like a lot more care than my pet cat at home.
It is. These are a little bit bigger version of your pet cat at home, so it's a lot of specialized care. It's a lot of studying and observing, a lot of science and math background.
If anybody watching on Facebook has any questions about the tigers, go ahead and type them into the comment box, and we'll try to get to as many as we can. And we have a couple comments about how nice this new habitat is. This habitat just opened last September?
Yes, in 2019 of September. We've a little over, almost a year actually.
Yeah.
So this really expansive tiger forest was generous donation from the Devereux family, and it's been awesome for these cats to experience. I love the pine trees. They can weave in and out of there. They can take a nice nap. They have a nice pool. They have actually two pools to play in, and so much acreage to just run around and have fun in.
So, Betsie, what brought you into the field of zoology? Was this something that you wanted to do since you were a kid, or was it later in life? What did that process look like?
I have always just, loved being outdoors, loved animals. Back when I was a kid, I had a family of toads that lived in my backyard, in the window well of my house. I would give them water. I used to watch the wild pheasants and give them names from TV characters. I just loved animals, loved being outside my whole life. I went to school, studied zoology, really worked hard on science and math. I also was an intern, so I made sure that this is the career that I want to do, and I'm just so lucky to be here at the Detroit Zoo.
So I have a couple questions that came through. What time of day or type of weather do you find that the tigers are most active?
They actually like it a little cooler, and overcast like today is great, that they're out here sniffing around and finding out what's going on. As a big cat, though, they can sleep a lot during the day, so maybe earlier in the morning when they first come out to explore their habitat, or maybe later in the afternoon when they might most likely to be active.
We're actually looking right at the cat nap cave, which is appropriate name because cats do like to take their naps.
They do, yes. The boys are sometimes laying in the cave or sometimes on top of the cave too, so they can get a good look at what's going around them.
And then someone asked how big our vet team is, and I'm trying to count them up in my head. Do you know offhand how many vets and vet techs we have on staff?
We have 3 full-time veterinarians, and we have 3 veterinary technicians that help take care of all of the animals at the zoo, not only the tigers, but all the way down to the little frogs and then the flamingos and the gorillas. Everything included. They have a really tough job, and they do a great job at it.
They are really talented. I feel very fortunate to work with such talented people,
yes,
yourself included.
Well, thank you.
And someone asked how we name the tigers, and there's a couple actually different ways that animals receive names. Sometimes if the animals come from another institution, we'll keep that name. Sometimes people will have names that they want to provide for whatever reason. So there's several different ways that animals receive names here at the zoo.
Yeah, there are several ways that the animals receive names. We like to give them a name so we can associate that with their training experience at the zoo. Sometimes they're named from the region where they come from. Tigers can be native to parts of Russia. So these 2 boys have Russian names, Alexei and Nikolai, and also Kisa. So, Betsie, do you have any suggestions for young people who might be interested in going into the field of zoology, things that they could be doing while they're in school to help prepare them for that career? I said it before, science and math is huge. You want to be able to learn everything about the natural world. You want to be able to do those math skills, be really good at observation and just taking time to observe the world around you. Go to school, go all the way through college, even get an internship, maybe at a local zoo or with your local vet clinic, and maybe you can learn about if that's the career for you.
Awesome. All right, so for anybody who's out there who's interested in that, going into zoology, we have a really fun activity that helps practice some of those math and science skills. It's called the Tiger Conservation Game, and it uses grid coordinates, and I will post that in the comments underneath this video so you can access it later. But at this point, I want to thank everybody for joining us today for some virtual vitamin Z, and definitely thank Betsie for her time and her team's time to come out and share a little bit more about the tigers out at the habitat.
You're welcome. Thanks so much for being here today.
Thanks, Betsie. And thanks to everybody out there for watching. Until next time, stay safe and take care of each other.